which contributed greatly to this historic interdiction year that we've had for drugs. Has been very, very successful, and it's provided the Coast Guard, a new asset that vertically takes off and lands, which replaces one that we had to launch from a catapult. For Coast Guard, we're kind of Coast Guard size. All of our ships are really compact on size, and so for us to have this type of capability that we garnered from the other armed services is going to allow us to protect all of our cutters. But we'll have all the that.
Great. Well, thank you for all you guys do. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Thanks, Congressman.
Gentleman yields back. Chair now recognizes Mr. Schultz, my friend from Michigan, for 5 minutes of question.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, our chairs and ranking members, for organizing this incredible hearing today. And thank you to our distinguished panel and all of the work that you do. I would be remiss if I did not open my remarks the same way as my colleagues did, which is just expressing deep dismay over the policy allowing additional confusion over the use of swastikas and nooses back into our United States Coast Guard. This administration has criticized Democrats for their quote woke policies that distract us from the true mission of the armed forces, but it seems to me that this administration is the one who is obsessed with these policies and symbols that they deem woke, spending more time on declassifying divisive symbols and changing our fonts from actually improving the efficiency of our armed forces. Furthermore, the danger and distraction of these policies are terribly harmful for our coasties. The world is still reeling from the horrible anti-Semitic terrorist attack on Bondi Beach that killed 15 innocent people just trying to celebrate Hanukkah. The fear is alive. The United States Coast Guard has a choice. Will it choose to protect its service members from hate and harassment? It is our job to make sure it does. My first question is regarding the Coast Guard's ability and what additional needs you have to continue your great work around drug interdiction. Earlier today, we attended a confidential briefing on recent lethal boat strikes on suspected drug vessels. While I cannot and will not disclose the details of that briefing, I am happy to share that I am wholly dissatisfied with this administration's approach to stopping drugs from flooding into our nation, and dissatisfied with their explanation for why this is necessary. Our United States Coast Guard is the best in the world when it comes to stopping drugs. Far more interdictions than the DOD, as our ranking member just said. You all have the best capabilities to board suspected drug boats, apprehend smugglers, and destroy illegal drugs before they reach our shores. The narco-terrorists who are threatening our country present a real danger. Tens of thousands of Americans are killed each year from cocaine overdoses laced with fentanyl, and millions more lives are destroyed as a result. We have to take this threat seriously, which means stopping these drugs before they come to our country, not blowing up innocent anglers who are just trying to catch their dinner. Rear Admiral, what additional technologies could assist the Coast Guard in supporting its mission to interdict illegal drugs?
Congressman, I think the ranking member in his opening statement mentioned that we would need sustained funding to support the big beautiful bill that we've gotten, and I think that is probably the first and foremost. The technologies that we're starting to field that we've gotten some monies for are very helpful. It's a good start for us to capitalize.
I live in Buffalo.
In the future is continue to sustain
I didn't know how to use this,
that we get.
so I'm trying to.
Autonomous systems become obsolete. We'll have to,
This is excellent for OPTT, people. I am so pleased. I really think they're naming OPTT.
We're going to need new types of ratings, folks to do data, folks to do cyber, and so those would.
Why am I so sweaty? Because I'm gambling. Because I'm gambling.
Here to support additional funding streams. We want to be sure, however, that these new technologies are not replacing our service members, right?
OPT won't do that.
We can continue to grow the force. I'm deeply concerned with potential closures of search and rescue units across across the country as a result, specifically right back home in Michigan. To be clear, any Coast Guard station closure in West Michigan is wholly unacceptable, particularly given the rapid growth that we are seeing in this region as a whole. We look forward to offlining with your team about that and ways that we can continue to enhance these particular stations. I want to get to one more question in particular.
Sugar girl candy. I don't know what that means.
New and advanced technology platforms, excuse me. But we also need to ensure that the service leverages innovation to enhance the capabilities of its current fleet, squeezing every bit of mission value out of proven vessels. Michigan Wheel, a company
OPTT is a proven vessel, people. OPTT has a contract with the Coast Guard. They've been training them.
Speed, fuel efficiency, and vibration targets. I would love to invite you out and
No,
visit this
I'm not an economist at all.
company and everything that is truly a pride of West Michigan. How can the Coast Guard and Department of Homeland Security
I'm an
revise
English
their
major.
acquisition and contracting regulations to assure that OEM technology is
And a
maintained throughout a vessel's
special education
cycle?
teacher
Chairman allows, I'll take this question, but you're also happy to, or your response to the
with a
question, you're also happy
specialty
to submit it.
in emotionally disturbed people.
Okay, well, thank you. Just 30 seconds ago.
Okay, thanks, Congresswoman. And
Yes.
we'll provide some additional comments on it, but just in answer to your question,
OPTT isn't even up on this dumb conference. They're making me so angry.
you know, one of the things we did was we have a program executive office now called C, which is for our ships, along with our aircraft and our.
Oh, wait, they are up.
And so,
Wait.
you know, that group right there is our entry point.
Nope.
to do
Well,
all
they're up
the
12% today.
innovations that are
Damn it. I really need them to be in the
that
40-cent range.
With our futures development integration folks, they can take that technology, put it quickly, test it out, see if it works for us, and then field it.
Thank you.
Happy to put you in touch with them. Yes.
Appreciate that. Yes. Take you up on that. I yield back.
Young lady yields. Mr. Garamondi, you recognize 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman Zell. Thanks for the testimony and for my colleagues and the questions honing down on some very, very important issues. We really have 2 issues before us. One is new types of vessels, autonomous vessels.
OPTT. OPTT. ASTS. ASTS is an excellent one.
New autonomous vessels.
Are we going to do
There was
150?
mention of the IMO
Well, that would depend who's launching for ASTS.
likely to be
Who's doing AS
It seems to me that there's a great deal to be learned.
launch on Sunday?
And it may very well answer many of the questions and
ASTS, Rocket Lab, Planet Labs. Planet Labs was the win. Should have went in earlier.
For the United States. So I draw your attention, you're already attending to that, but it seems to me that there's a great deal of advancement quickly that can be achieved from the IMO effort, and I suspect you're already.
India's Satish Dhawan Space Center using an ISRO. Is this an Indian rocket launching ASTS?
That subcommittee, we've helped author that.
I'm 5'7".
Participate in that joint working group.
We're gonna encourage you to continue that effort, and save you a lot of time, a lot of.
Who is it? An Indian company launching for ASTS? Because
We're gonna have to deal with those.
oh man,
And we'll need to have the appropriate regulatory and law. The law is here, and we've got some heavy work to do. On the cybersecurity piece of this.
I wonder if this will benefit
it seems to
BBI.
me that,
BBI has been in talks with Coast Guard
has
or
always
Navy.
been lean, never has been
Palantir can't do everything.
that you want to be, even though the big ugly bill does provide some significant funding. You talked about some $256 million for long-range new autonomous. I assume these are aerial platforms.
No.
Perhaps they are also water platforms. Is that
It's a combination of the 266 million is for long-range aircraft systems, and then the 75 million is for.
RCAT and OPTT.
see? Very good. We all want to make sure that our district is well represented, and I've got one, and I'll get to it in a few moments. With regard to the cybersecurity, you did mention in your testimony that you're partnering with the Navy on this issue. Could you please expand on that for a minute or so? Talk to me about that partnership that you're working with the Navy with regard to cybersecurity. Is it training? Is it also more than that? Using systems that they're developing and bringing them home?
Yes, sir.
I don't know how the Indian rocket will do. I think the Indian rocket will do okay. But if that explodes them, that would be very, very bad for ASTS. But if it all goes smoothly, I think they could get to 150.
Yes, sir. For the cyber perspective, we are a member of the Joint Force at all times and a component of U.S. Cyber Command as a service cyber component. We work very closely with the Navy's Fleet Cyber Command on a daily basis.
This has to be OPTT.
Protecting our nation from evolving cyber threats. Our cyber personnel, our enlisted workforce, our cyber mission specialists are actually going through, and we are leveraging a Navy training program called the Joint Cyber Analysis Course down at Corey Station in Pensacola, Florida, and that's how we are leveraging our partnership.
Damn it, I could have sold this ONS call for yesterday for $320, and now it's $240.
Please expand.
But it expires in January. I have a month.
Our cyber regulation that's coming into effect, and so that'll be applicable to all NHTSA regulated vessels and facilities, which will include some Department of War
Thank you.
operators.
Well, there are at least two members.
I'll be much more cheerful when OPTT is above $1, and then I'll be so happy.
There is in the SHIPS Act a maritime incubator program that would be available to address some of these issues, to fund and to bring together innovators as well as the various military and Coast Guard that might want to keep the SHIPS Act in mind. There's money there should we get it through the law. I now want to spend just a moment. Does the GAO have you done any report on the cybersecurity relationships within the military and specifically as it applies to the Coast Guard?
I have not done work in that area, Representative Garamendi. We can certainly get back to you if we have some work in some of our other teams.
I was reading some documents that there's a significant problem. The cybersecurity command is off there doing what it's doing, and then the men and women, the personnel that do cybersecurity get divorced from that, and there is great variation between the various sectors of the Department of Defense, and I suspect also with the Coast Guard as to the quality of the work that's being done. The Coast Guard may be able to hang on to its people longer than the other military departments, but there's an ongoing question about the quality and also the relationship of those men and women that are assigned to the various operating sectors as to whether they are
Oh, look at that. You've become,
continuing to work with
what did you
cyber
call me?
command, or they
I don't know.
Resourceful.
I'm resourceful.
Oh.
One of these days, people, I'm gonna get a tripod. I become a real.
Pick one out.
I don't want to get anything for making internet things until I feel like it is worth it. And there's so many contraptions I can balance a telephone on.
Thank you, Chairman.
I'm an expert.
Thank you for being here today. I appreciate you. You know I'm a big fan of the Coast Guard and the work you do. And
A big fan of the Coast Guard.
and a little bit tougher questions. I just wanted to go over something first. The Coast Guard's issuance of CVC policy, and I know you're familiar with it, letter 24-2 is undermining, in my opinion and many others, congressional intent. Bypassing the law set forth in the Coast Guard Authorization Act of 2016. And it's putting working fishermen in an impossible position.
Uh-oh.
We should be working with this fishermen, trying to help them. I believe it should be withdrawn immediately. I want to say that again. I believe it should be withdrawn immediately. This issue is not an abstract one. It's not something that you can't conceptualize. It's not theoretical. It's not academic. It's real for real working people in the water. It's harming fishermen, shipyards, and maritime workers in my district and across the entire East Coast. Just when our president wants to revive maritime industry, is supportive of the fishing industry, somehow we're going in an opposite direction here. Congress created the alternative to class pathway for a reason, a good reason. Mandatory vessel classification was crushing domestic shipbuilding and pricing small operators completely out of new construction. Lawmakers deliberately, purposefully, chose a different model. One that allows safe, modern, new builds which are overseen by independent marine surveyors, not monopolized by classification societies. Policy Letter 2402 reverses that choice. Right now, in fact, vessels are operating under temporary safety stickers that you all are aware of, while owners scramble to pay tens of thousands of dollars for retroactive classification. These aren't paperwork problems, they're not just little technical problems, these are real livelihoods that are at stake. People we should be supporting and helping, defending. When fishermen are forced to keep older vessels in service because new construction is blocked or delayed or so difficult to do, safety at the end of the day does suffer. And when domestic shipyards lose work,
BBI can most definitely get a shipyard contract. They already have one.
Thank you again for being here today. We do appreciate it. Dozens of stakeholders formally petitioned the Coast Guard to withdraw or revise this policy. Those petitions were rejected, preserving the same, what I believe to be unlawful framework. Why is the Coast Guard choosing to enforce class-based control through a
Why?
policy letter rather than following U.S. statute, the statute that Congress wrote, and remaking the process the law requires?
Congressman, we are tracking this issue very closely, obviously, and we appreciate the concerns of the folks in your district. And we know that Cape May is not the only thing. There's some fishing fleets there that are quite active and do quite a bit of work. Part of that oversight, though, is the safe operation of those. And so that policy letter is an attempt for us to put a safety standard in place that is that can be complied with, that can be understood broadly and applied broadly. We know that there's not an easy way to comply with it right now, and that's why we're trying to take no action on those fishing vessels while we do that. We have worked.
I'm not sure what they're talking about here.
Several groups.
What they were doing to the fishing vessels.
This week, and we think we have a way forward to help the fishermen resolve that. In the meantime, we don't want to impact their operations while we determine that way forward for them.
And I appreciate that, and I would say to you, please don't let it stagnate. Please don't forget about it. Please get this done, because it is unwieldy the way that it is right now. We can do better than that. I get it. You want safety, so do I, so does Congress generally. I think that we need to come up with something that, a system, I think you sound like you're working on it, that ensures the safety, but at the same time, doesn't make it virtually impossible for compliance. It just hurts the industry. It's hard enough. We're always competing with the rest of the world for everything, and that even includes fishing in some ways these days. So we want to help our fishermen, our American fishermen, as much as we can. We need your help with that. We need your support with it. And I'm not only speaking for them, but for people.
Health and tech is up over 14% today. People, I like health and tech. HIT. It's up over 16%.
Make a main priority, and any, reports that you have or any progress that you make, I would appreciate if you would keep in touch with the committee and also make sure that I know about it. It isn't only Cape May and the whole Jersey coast, Ocean County, Cape May County, Atlantic County, but it's the whole damn East Coast.
Uh-oh.
It's a big deal. So I appreciate you, and please let us know what's going on. With that, I yield back to the chairman.
Gentleman yields. I've just got one more question. Admiral Barada,
ON's up over 6% today. I like that. NAC, NAK, up over 3%.
Chairman,
They're gonna do it, people.
That we intend to meet the deadline of May 2026. We're working closely with the FAA right now to put an MOU together that makes sense, that puts them in the position to oversee the aircraft portion of that and for the Coast Guard to see the vessel portion of that. But we're moving ahead.
Moving ahead. All right. I want to just make one statement here. Master Chief Tattoo was a third generation Master Chief. His grandfather entered the Coast Guard in 1949. For motorsport, for them combined together for motorsport, and 75 years of service. So thank you for that, and thank you all for being here today. Does anyone else have anything?
This guy's in rough shape, people.
Question for the record. Honorable Rear Admiral David C. Baraka, Deputy Commander. Okay, got it. The at-sea recovery pilot program was authorized for 5 years in 2022 and was intended to help the U.S. Coast Guard think through limitations of the current regulatory framework for autonomous vessels. Additionally, the International Maritime Organization is working on a related framework for autonomous vessels. Are there additional statutory authorities that would provide Coast Guard with more flexibility and lead to streamlined assets that would provide the Coast Guard with more flexibility, improve the nation's ability to set innovative international standards?
OPTT.
This program
BBI.
expires in December of 2027. How long should this program be intended to ensure the Coast Guard has sufficient time to build a flexible regulatory regime for autonomous vessels? Are there any additional lessons learned or challenges faced in continuing to operate this pilot program? That's for the record.
I think there's a cactus pricker in my shoe. It's
Thank
really
you all,
bothering me.
gentlemen.
I imagine,
Anybody
ugh.
wants to be recognized?
I
Anybody?
hate that.
Seeing none, that
I always
concludes
felt
our
like I had
hearing
a,
today, and
when
we'd
you
like to
put
thank
them like
each
in
one
that
of our
bathroom, I always
witnesses
felt like I got a
for
pricker on my
putting
asshole.
up with